Okay, so here we are back in my garden. I think last time I was here we'd got as far as parsnips, and here are those beauties, very happy. And in the background there you've got some globe artichoke. They're first year, so we're not going to get anything off those this year. And that's what happened to my three sisters' bed. We're all in flower. I see, let's have a look. Okay, those are Celtic beans. We do Celtic reenactment, so to grow some beans, that's great, so we can be a bit more authentic when we do our Celtic cookery. Not very Celtic at all are my edamame beans, but look at them, what beauties. And here we have some flowers, so we're not going to be too long. The problem I have had is squash mania, and as you can see, it's a bit squash crazy. That is wrapped up in fleece. I really struggle with slugs here, so we need to keep on top of that. And there we have our beans. They're doing really well. I think we're going to be overrun with those any minute, and we're eating a lot of sweet corn. So the other thing that I'm really into is herbal medicine and actually creating an ecosystem. So you can see here I have flowers. That's just so important. And in amongst this we've got some dill, and it's going over a little bit, but dill's brilliant for companion planting. We've got what's left of the rhubarb. I'm going to leave that now. It looks like I'm wasting a lot, but I must have had about 10 kilos of rhubarb, so we're good to go. But we need that to die back now, and I've got a first year rhubarb in there as well, so I haven't touched that at all. We've got a lot of oregano and some, I don't know what these are, pretty. Our lemon balm, that's just going to be coming into flower. That's going to be cut and dried really soon. You can make a very nice lemon balm tea. We combine it with mint, peppermint, and yeah, through the winter we have an amazing, really summery tea. This here is marjoram, and I've let it flower, so we're going to just let that seed actually, because do you know what, you really can't have too much marjoram or oregano in your plot. The angelica and the lovage have just gone over, and the foxgloves, that's gone to seed. Okay, this cool thing that we've got in here, you can see that's called self-heal. So that's going to be harvested soon, and that's going to be made into a salve, and you use it for, is that a hogweed? That we get. You can use that for cuts and bruises and graze and wounds. Yeah, so it's a self-heal, so it sort of tells you what it is. This fantastic crazy bush here is wormwood, and you can use it for an insecticide and a disinfectant and flea bane and all that sort of stuff. So I wasn't expecting it to grow quite that big, but it has, and it's happy, and we're going to get an awful lot of harvest from that, so that's a good thing. Okay, we've got here, this is just going over valerian. Obviously I'm after the root on that one, and that's going to be made into teas for the winter. I'm letting that seed as well. I just like to let nature sort of do her thing, really. Okay, here that's some common mallow. What a beauty. I think bringing bees and insects into your plot is great. I haven't had any problems with pests at all this year. Okay, so this is what's left from my strawberry bed, which did go a little bit nuts, and in there I've got some gooseberries. If you're wondering why everything's planted so close together, I do something called polyculture. And that means you just plant everything in the companion way. But you see I've got a bit of bare earth there where my tree spinach has gone over. In fact, you can see the seed heads there, so I'm going to go and collect those. That's spinach forever. We've got our raspberries. That raspberry is called Malling Leo, which is the name of my son. And you can see hiding behind the corner with a rhubarb, we've got some beautiful poppies. Also you'll see there's a lot of borage. Borage is a good companion plant. Next year it's going to have to be weeded out though. Okay, and then we've got some black currants, and at the end, oh lordy, is my courgettes. And I haven't been up for a couple of days, and oh dear, I paid for that one, aren't I? I've just taken one huge one out already. So what I've done with this, I've companion planted it with nasturtium. You see my nasturtiums? Great. Oh, look at that. Oh no, it's gone. You can use the flowers, make a tempura out of them. Leaves, you can make a pesto out of them. Although I've got a ton of basil, so I probably won't need to do that. And all these are radishes. Let's have a little look. Oh, there we go. So I just come up in the morning and I just have my breakfast off the allotment, which is usually radish and raspberries, maybe some strawberries. You can see I've got a lot of alpine ones there. So borage, yeah, this is a cool one. You can use the flowers, well, we'll crystallise them actually, but you can use them in pims. That's what they're probably most known for. But you know, strawberry growers have always planted borage plants in with their strawberries. And you know, looking around at my strawberries, oh, hey JK, have you come on the video? You can see they're really strong, really robust, and I'm going sweetie. Oops. You can see there I've got lots of runners, and they're really strong. They're going to be cosmic. You have an excellent harvest. So, you know, I'm just remembering that this is the first year of allotment. So there you go. So that's us up to date. Today is very much centred on harvesting, so the kids are going to be up. We've got a pile of chamomile that needs picking and drying, so we have chamomile tea throughout the winter. As you can see, it's all looking lovely. My Swiss chard's going to seed. Oh, it's a stop. Right, there's my leeks. They will need thinning at some stage, but for now they're okay. And see, mulching, yeah, makes a massive difference. Nothing more miserable than trying to weed between leeks, I tell you. Okay, and this is our basil, and actually I planted the basil in with the edamame beans, and as you can see, there's tons of it, tons and tons of it. So we're going to be making loads of wonderful pestos, and yeah, we're sorted. I'm going to get the girls up later, yeah, because I've got all this chamomile I want to go over, so I want them to do something. And I can see the very beginnings of some Brussels sprouts in there. All the cauliflower we've eaten. Oh look, there you go. Yeah, I think we're going to have quite a lot of squash. Oh, I can see one over there as well. And they've also gone and visited my next door neighbour George, and so he's going to have lots of pumpkins as well, but he seems quite cool about it. My beetroot, that's sort of over now. You see those nasturtiums in the kale. Kale's still going strong. So I'm going to manure over this, and then I've got a load of beetroot seedlings. So they'll probably go in this afternoon. And yeah, one of my kids has got a job on the carrot bed this afternoon, so you can look forward to that. I think you can see the background, I planted sage in with it, and we planted chives in with it. No carrot root fly, and I was going to put, you see I've got some wood around it, I was going to put some fleece and make like a carrot root fly net thing, but I just haven't had to. So that's one less job to do. And what else is going well? So it's going to finish off our ochre. Where are you? Okay, right, mint needs cutting back. I don't know if I've told you before, you can mulch it around your cabbages. Okay, so there's my ochre, which is in there. Now that's not going to come out until November, December. So all this is going to be gone. Look at this crazy, it's everywhere. There's squashes. I think I planted about 8, and I think I probably shouldn't have. So yeah, anybody wants a squash, I know where there are some. And the beans are all in flower, so that's great. And look, my IKEA bag's brilliant, but they